Thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts with you today. My name is Dr. Donna Kinerney, and I'm the Instructional Dean for Adult English for Speakers of Other Languages, that's ESOL, and Literacy to GED programs at Montgomery College in Maryland. As a teacher and program administrator for adult English language programs for many years, I'll focus my remarks on my own experiences, research, and insights gathered as a leader in the adult education interest section of our professional organization, the Teachers of English for Speakers of Other Languages. One of the most challenging aspects of serving adult English language learners is bringing appropriate services to the broad needs of our students. For example, there's Maria from El Salvador, who wants to read to her grandchildren in English, but she's one of the 19% of all immigrants who never made it to high school in her country and who struggles with basic English literacy. There's Lan from Vietnam, who wants desperately to become a nurse, but is like the 2.4 million immigrants, ages 17 to 24, who need more English in order to begin post-secondary education. And there's Tekla from Ethiopia, who works as a parking lot attendant, but would give anything to become an engineer again as he was in his country, just like the more than 1.3 million other college-educated immigrants who are unemployed or working in unskilled jobs, many because of their limited English. Like these students, 5.8 million legal permanent residents in the U.S. need additional English if they're to fully participate in U.S. life. Learning English takes time, an estimated 85 to 150 hours of instruction to advance a single level. Unsurprisingly, 44% of participants in federally funded adult ed programs are in ESOL classes. That represents just over 1 million students, a mere drop in the bucket in terms of need. In my program at Montgomery College, which is the largest in Maryland, we offer life skills ESOL, English literacy and civics, and adult basic education to GED. In FY08, in these programs, we provided over 10,000 seats to almost 5,000 learners, with 82% participating in ESOL or civics instruction. English language learners also represent 57% of our ABE GED students, a traditionally native English-speaking population in other regions. We share in the need for expanded services. We're in a suburb of Washington, D.C., not in a state with an enormous immigrant population like California and Texas, and yet our current waitlist for ESOL classes is well over 1,000. We've partnered with our local One Stop to provide ESOL for Customer Service Jobs program that incorporates advising and job search support, because most adult ESOL learners have only a limited understanding of employment and training services in the U.S. We've learned much about interagency partnerships, workforce training, vocational assessments, and case management services along the way, and have used that knowledge to pilot new contextualized ESOL and vocational training for building trades and healthcare career pathways. There are many promising practices across the U.S. Career pathways that provide ways for adults to learn English and receive workforce training, bridge instruction to move ESOL learners to adult basic education, DED programs, and beyond, ongoing advising and social service supports like Mr. Finsterbush noted, and extensive professional development are all among them. I'd like to then propose 3 areas of recommendations on ways to improve WEA. First, authorize the EL Civics funding program and expand the scope of Title II to acknowledge the diverse and specific training needs and employment needs of English language learners. The current Title II funding formula does not take into account the English language learner population, yet ESL services are a primary function under this statute. Instruction should support adult ESL learners with career pathways and transitions to post-secondary programs. We must include advising and case management services and social service supports. To maintain and increase accountability, we should create more relevant performance measures supported by improved vocational and academic assessments, as my peers here today have said. Second, increase state leadership funds under Title II and encourage states to provide training for adult ESOL instructors, administrators, and curriculum designers, and support adult ESOL teacher credentialing and certification. Adult education is chronically underfunded, and issues of quality are of constant concern. If we don't want to leave children behind, then we shouldn't leave adult students behind either. Particularly in states that are experiencing increases in immigration, teachers may not have had extensive training or experience. It's a challenge to find qualified and skilled instructors and curriculum developers, particularly for vocational ESOL instruction, even for a program like mine that's in a major metropolitan area. Third, create a research center dedicated to adult education that specifically includes a focus on English language and literacy acquisition and instruction. Given the piecemeal nature of research on adult English language and literacy learners, we desperately need a comprehensive research center. We lack an in-depth understanding of how to best teach English literacy to students who have limited literacy skills in their native languages. We do not yet have complete information on how to help learners persist or transition to other training. Yet we're called on every day to implement programs that do just these things, and we must do so without solid research. And for the record, I'd also like to add to support the National Coalition for Literacy's request to have a professional adult educator on the state and local workforce investment boards to strengthen the relationship between education and labor. I appreciate the opportunity here to talk with you today. Thank you.